If you've always felt different from everyone else, it's not because you don't fit in. It's because an ordinary life was never meant. So quiet that, for just a second, you hear something deeper speaking beneath the noise. It isn't a voice in the way we normally understand voices. It's more like a gentle pull, a soft current moving beneath your feet, guiding you toward a direction you cannot see but somehow sense. Most people never notice this. They pass through life chasing the obvious, the tangible, the things that can be counted and touched. But you have always felt something different inside you. A subtle awareness, a quiet knowing, a feeling that there is more to your existence than what your eyes can see. If you are listening to this message right now, perhaps it's because life has been preparing you, shaping you, even breaking you in ways that were never meant to destroy you, but to set you apart. This world is full of people who live by routine, who follow familiar paths, who never question why things happen the way they do. But the ones who carry a higher purpose, the ones chosen for something greater, walk a different road. Their journey is not loud, it is not glamorous, it is not instantly understood. It is carved through silence, through storms, through seasons of waiting and wondering. And for them, the signs appear long before the purpose ever does. The first sign that you are set apart is this: you have always felt different, even when you didn't have the words to explain why. While others could slip easily into groups, into expectations, into the roles handed to them, you carried a sense of distance, like you were watching life from a few steps away. You felt deeply. You noticed everything. You sensed meaning in the smallest shifts of emotion, in the details others walked past without thinking. This isn't because you were strange. It's because your soul was tuned to a frequency that doesn't belong to the ordinary world. The second sign appears in a more painful form. You have experienced separations that shaped you. People you loved drifted away. Opportunities you once prayed for suddenly slipped through your fingers. Chapters you thought would last forever ended without warning. These moments hurt you, sometimes more than you allowed yourself to admit. But endings like these don't happen to everyone. They happen to those being redirected, pulled away from what cannot stay with them in the next part of their journey. What looked like loss was actually protection. What felt like rejection was realignment. There is a sacred kind of preparation that only happens through letting go. If you have felt this repeatedly in your life, it may be because you are being pulled toward a place where old attachments cannot follow. The third sign is subtle but powerful. You have been asked to start over more times than you ever expected. For some people, life moves in a straight line, but not for you. Your journey has been shaped by resets, moments where everything collapsed into silence, forcing you to rebuild from the ground up. And though it was exhausting, something within you kept rising. Each time you began again, you did so with deeper understanding, stronger intuition, and a clearer sense of who you were becoming. People who are chosen rarely rise through comfort. They rise through reinvention. The fourth sign is one you may have doubted at times. Your intuition speaks louder than logic. There have been choices you made that didn't make sense on paper, paths you turned away from without knowing why, people you trusted or avoided before you had evidence. You might have thought it was anxiety, or fear, or overthinking, but intuition is the ancient language of souls who are guided. It is the compass handed to those who cannot afford to lose their way. And you were given that compass for a reason. The fifth sign is quiet but undeniable. You see meaning where others see randomness. You notice the way moments connect. You sense symbolism in ordinary things, the timing of events, the repetition of patterns, the return of certain emotions. Some might call this sensitivity, but in truth, it is awareness. People with a higher purpose don't just see the world, they feel the truth inside it. The sixth sign comes in waves. You often feel guided by something greater than yourself. During moments of uncertainty, it feels as though an unseen hand nudges you in a direction you didn't expect. During moments of fear, you feel a strange calm wash over you. And during moments of transition, you sense that you are not moving alone. Call it God, call it destiny, Call it intuition. Call it the universe. The name doesn't matter. The guidance does. And then comes the seventh sign, the one you've carried in your chest since the beginning. A deep, unshakable sense that your life is meant for something more. You might not know what that more is yet, but you feel it. A pull toward meaning. A desire for impact. A calling that whispers rather than shouts. No matter how many times you try to quiet it, it returns soft but persistent, like a melody only you can hear. This sense is not imagination. It is identity. It is the mark of someone set apart. But understanding these signs is only the beginning. Because being set apart is not just about what you feel, it is about what life has shaped within you. People who carry a higher purpose move through the world differently, even when they don't realize it. Their hearts break in deeper ways, but they also love with a tenderness most people never experience. Their minds question everything, not out of rebellion, but out of a profound desire for truth. Their souls refuse to settle for a life that feels small, shallow, or disconnected from what they were created to become. This inner restlessness, this quiet ache for something more, is not a flaw. It is evidence of destiny beginning to surface. Because a higher purpose is not something you stumble into, it is something you grow into. And the growing process is rarely comfortable. There were nights when you wondered why your path seemed harder than others, why your heart carried wounds that didn't seem to heal as easily, why you felt alone even in the presence of people who cared about you. These experiences were not signs of abandonment. They were signs of preparation. Pressure shapes, silence refines, isolation awakens. A person meant for greatness cannot be shaped by comfort. They are shaped by carving, by the sharp edges of life that scrape away everything that does not belong to their purpose. Think back to the moments that changed you, the ones that humbled you, the ones that shook your foundation. Those moments did not take your power. They revealed it. They peeled away the layers of who you thought you were, so who you truly are could finally begin to emerge. There were seasons when you felt stuck, when nothing moved, when every door seemed closed. But those seasons were not punishment. They were incubation. Sacred periods where life held you still so you could grow roots deeper than your circumstances. A seed does not sprout while it is watched. It transforms in the dark. And so did you. You may not realize it yet, but the parts of your life that felt like stillness were actually the beginnings of your awakening. While you were questioning your worth, something within you was quietly strengthening. While you were waiting for change, something inside you was becoming ready for it. And while you were wondering why nothing made sense, life was rearranging itself to fit the person you were becoming. Because purpose does not arrive when you feel prepared. Purpose arrives when you become prepared. There were people who underestimated you because they only saw the surface. They saw your delays, not your development. They saw your setbacks, not your strength. They saw the chapter you were struggling in, not the story you were meant to write beyond it. But destiny isn't loud. It does not announce itself. It rises quietly, like sunlight creeping over the horizon, slow at first, then undeniable. There were moments when you felt disconnected from everyone around you, even from people you cared about. You tried to explain your thoughts, your dreams, your fears, but somehow the words didn't land. They saw your expression, but not your depth. They heard you, but they didn't truly understand you. This sense of separation was not rejection, it was refinement. When you are being set apart, alignment becomes more important than attachment. Not everyone can walk with you into the place you're going. Not everyone is meant to witness your transformation. Some people were chapters, not the whole book. And when life begins preparing you for a higher purpose, the pages turn sometimes slowly, sometimes abruptly, sometimes painfully, but always intentionally. Maybe you've wondered why certain relationships faded, even when you tried to hold on. Maybe you've wondered why opportunities dissolved, even when you believed they were meant for you. Maybe you've wondered why the timing of your life felt strange early when you wanted later, later when you wanted now. This is because purpose cannot be rushed, and it cannot be delayed. It unfolds exactly when it must. Life has been orchestrating your transformation with more precision than you realize, You were led through certain experiences, not because you deserved suffering, but because you needed perspective. Perspective sharpens intuition. Intuition shapes choices. Choices shape destiny. And then, somewhere along the way, perhaps quietly, perhaps suddenly, you began to sense change rising within you. A shift in how you see yourself. A shift in what you tolerate. A shift in what you desire. A shift in what you believe you deserve. These shifts are not random. They happen when your soul begins stepping into alignment with the purpose it was created to fulfill. There is a moment, a sacred moment, when the pain that once defined you begins to lose its power. When the memories that once shaped you no longer control your direction. When the questions that once tormented you start to feel less like weights and more like windows. And through those windows, light begins to enter. This is the beginning of awakening. An awakening that whispers, you were never broken. You were being rebuilt. An awakening that reminds you that survival was not the end of your story, it was the beginning of your strength. An awakening that tells you that everything you lost was making room for everything you were meant to gain. As you move through life with this new awareness, you begin to feel something shifting beneath the surface, like the quiet rumble before a new dawn breaks. You don't see the full picture yet, but you sense it. The alignment, the clarity, the calling. Something within you is rising, and it has been rising for a very long time. As this rising continues, something else begins to happen, something subtle, yet powerful. You start to look back on your life with new eyes. The moments that once brought you to your knees now appear different. Softer, wiser, fuller. You begin to see threads connecting through the years, weaving a pattern you never recognized before. A pattern of guidance, a pattern of protection, a pattern of transformation. You begin to realize that the moments that felt like abandonment were actually redirection. The moments that felt like disappointment were preparation. The moments that felt like chaos were the repositioning of your life, aligning you with a story that was written long before you ever took your first breath. This is the turning point, the moment when the past stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a blueprint. And once you reach this moment, something extraordinary happens. You no longer fear the unknown. You no longer cling to what must end. You no longer question your worth or your ability to rise, because you feel, deep within your bones, that each step forward is guided, that each path unfolding before you carries intention, that each new chapter echoes with purpose. And with this awareness, you begin to walk differently. Your steps become slower, but firmer. Your thoughts become quieter, but wiser. Your heart becomes softer, but stronger. You begin to act not from fear, but from alignment. Not from desperation, but from trust. Not from certainty, but from faith. You understand now that being set apart doesn't mean being better than others. It means being called to serve in a way that requires depth. The kind of depth that only comes from pain, patience, and profound transformation. You start to feel compassion more deeply, because you know what it means to hurt in silence. You start to offer kindness more freely, because you understand the battles people hide behind their smiles. You start to speak truth more gently, because you've learned that real strength never needs to shout. You begin to see the world not as a place of chaos, but as a place of connection. Every person you meet, every situation you face, every decision you're led to make, they all carry meaning. They are pieces of a larger mosaic taking shape around you. And in this unfolding, you experience something rare. Peace. Not the kind of peace that comes from ease, but the kind that comes from understanding. The kind that comes from trusting your place in the world. The kind that comes from knowing that what is meant for you cannot be taken, cannot be rushed, and cannot be stopped. You realize now that your purpose is not somewhere in the distance, waiting to be discovered. It is built into you, into your courage, into your empathy, into your resilience, into your willingness to keep walking even when the path ahead was unclear. You were being shaped long before you knew why, and now you are beginning to understand. There comes a moment in every chosen person's life when everything they've endured begins to make sense. A moment when the past no longer feels like a chain, but like a teacher. When the setbacks no longer provoke shame, but gratitude. When the heartbreak no longer feels like defeat, but initiation. This is the moment you step into your purpose, and when you do, the world shifts in quiet but unmistakable ways. You start to attract people who resonate with your truth. You start to see opportunities aligned with your calling. You start to feel a strength rising that does not fade, not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you become clearer. You realize that you no longer need to force what is not meant for you. You no longer chase what drains your spirit. You no longer shrink to fit places your soul has outgrown. You rise, naturally, steadily, inevitably, because once you awaken to who you truly are, you cannot go back to sleep. You begin to understand that purpose is not a destination. It's a posture, a way of standing in the world, a way of listening to your inner truth, a way of moving with intention, courage, and compassion. And finally, you understand the greatest truth of all. You are never walking alone. Not in the moments of joy, not in the moments of loss, not in the moments of confusion, not in the moments when your heart felt too heavy to carry. Something greater has always been guiding you, shaping you through the storms, preparing you through the silence, strengthening you through the struggles. And now, as you step into this new chapter, that guidance becomes clearer than ever. You are not here by accident. Your story is not random. Your path is not meaningless. Your existence is not insignificant. You are part of something vast, something intentional, something sacred, and every sign you've experienced, every separation, every beginning, every ending, every whisper of intuition has been pointing you toward the truth. You are set apart for a higher purpose, a purpose that requires your resilience, a purpose that honors your softness, a purpose that amplifies your compassion, a purpose that transforms your pain into wisdom, a purpose that turns your survival into strength. Stand tall in who you are becoming. Walk gently, but walk boldly. Move forward with a heart that listens and a spirit that trusts. Because your time is not coming. Your time is here, and the world is waiting for the light only you can bring.